An Oklahoma lawmaker has come up with a very clever way to justify putting Ten Commandment displays on public grounds. Now, this is Republican State Representative John Bennett, and he has a bill that would declare that historically significant documents would be treasures that should be displayed proudly and resolutely in public buildings and on public grounds. And the bill specifically says that the Ten Commandments, Magna Carta, Mayflower Compact, Declaration of Independence, the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution of the great state of Oklahoma, and other such historically significant documents are recognized throughout the world and therefore are worthy of display. Very clever, John Bennett, but this does not actually change the debate that we've been having since the beginning of this country about the separation of church and state, about what's acceptable to be displayed on public grounds. Simply saying that, oh, now we're recognizing in a piece of paper in one state that these are significant because nobody knew that they were significant before, that's just ridiculous. And he's not putting that, or he doesn't want the displays on public grounds because they're historically significant. He wants it because he wants everybody who goes into these government buildings to know, first and foremost, that Christians are better than every other religious group. And if you're not a Christian, then you're a subordinate, inferior person. And you should be treated that way by the government. That's what John Bennett wants. Now, who's standing up to them? Satanists. Hopefully, reasonable people in government will also do so, but for now, you take the allies you have, and the allies we have is the Satanic Temple. Lucien Graves is their spokesman, and by the way, how great of a name for a Satanist is Lucien Graves? And he says that this is an unlettered little bill, and it's an attempt to codify certain opinions into law, and that seems to be obviously true. It's simply his opinion that these are the most significant texts in the world and that merits their display in public. He says it's like it needs no citation. It's just assumed that the Ten Commandments were somehow primary to the development of American law. And I think that he makes a good point there. It's not immediately apparent that it's important for the development of American law, but I'll go a step farther. Even if it was, that's not how our Constitution works. It doesn't matter if something was super important. That doesn't mean that you get to skirt the obvious intent of the founders in writing the Constitution, and the fear that they had that when you entangle government and religion, you harm the interests of both, and peripherally, of course, the citizens as well. And I also would say, I've explained one reason why I think that they want these Ten Commandment displays in public, but I think that there are others as well. And here's the thing. Every time Christianity in particular, but religion in general, is allowed to be made official in some sense by the government, they use that as an excuse to do it again. And I've got several examples of that. When we reference religion on the dollar bill, that now is an explanation for, well, look, it's been around for so long. Clearly, Christianity very important to the history of the United States. When under God is added to the Pledge of Allegiance, now it's as if it was never not in there. And it's anathema to any conservative to point out that it wasn't there until like 65 years ago or so, 55, 65, give or take. Every time they're allowed, through bills like this in Oklahoma, to add a little bit of Christianity to our government, it's just chipping it away at the wall between religion and government, and it will be used to do it again and again. And that's why, hopefully, the Satanists are not alone in opposing this in Oklahoma. If you allow them to put up their monuments, then they're going to go even farther. They're going to want to, they try already, but they're going to want recognition and allowance for allowing religion to determine our laws. Ironically, these are the people who are saying that Sharia law is trying to take over America while they are trying to do everything they can to institute their own version of religious law across the country for believers and non-believers both. I think that that's obviously wrong and contrary to what the founders want, and that's why I'm fighting against it in this video.